right? So let's all go, hello! Hello! That way.
Do you have a camera here? Right, we're going to be starting momentarily. Hudson, you good, Hudson?
There. No, let's all give him a big wave.
Here.
There, right here, guys, over here. Wave. There you are, right there. See?
Here you go.
That's nice.
Live here with the Daryl King team with our good friend Thunder. Woo!
Thanks for the intro. Okay, fantastic. All right. So welcome everybody. So we're just working with a couple of things this morning this afternoon because I'm doing this out of a different office today. We're at the Daryl King's office today, and this is of course all of Hallmark as well joining us. So welcome. So today's session we're going to be talking about the Hallmark Hub. Once I get Hudson, are you set with the slides? Not yet. Okay. All right. So while we're loading up the slides, this is a 1-hour session on the Hallmark Hub. I'm having a bit of a glare there. You can see my eyes. This is a session about the Hallmark Hub. Real quick, there's still some of you joining us, and this is such a fantastic, very big group today. So far, we've got 25 on Zoom, and we've got 30 here in person. So that's like 56, Hudson. We brought you 56 guests today. Hallmarkers, 56 of them. So what I want to do before we get started is in the chat, for those of you who are on Zoom, majority of you are on Zoom, type in two things. Number one, do you use the hub? Number two, what is one of the questions you have about the hub that you would like for us to answer today? All right. So go ahead and type that into the chat. I want to have a look and see. Are you using the hub? Yes or no? Just put Y or N. And number two, yeah, barely. Okay. No, yes, no, yes. And then put in there what you want to learn today. What are you hoping to get out of today's session? While I get Hudson to get our, that's okay.
You can sit.
Thank you.
So I
I'll sit in.
I got to stand.
Right, fine-tune stats page. Okay. Fonts overlap. Okay. Easy access to shareable data. I want the basics. Perfect. Advertising on social media. Perfect. Okay. What else?
The stats are always a great thing.
Yeah.
You know, when it shows with the Remax, how all the sales that we've got.
Absolutely.
29,000 last year.
29,000 sales of Remax. Yes, that's right. So I'm going to show you where to find all that. Basics, listing package and presentation. Perfect. Well, what else? Everything. Somebody wants to learn everything. Well, the good thing is we're not going to learn it all today, but we've got this going now for the rest of the year. So what is it, Hudson? Every first Wednesday of the month, we're going to be rotating different offices. Sure. Okay. Well, every month we're doing this now. We can't cover everything today. We'll try to cover as much as we can in an hour. And the approach that I like to take, I mean, we've got some preliminary slides that I want to show that Hudson has prepared. But the approach that I want to take is we're all realtors here. Okay. Our job is simple. Our job is to create conversations with prospective clients so that we can service them. We can provide value to them. We can make their dreams come true of home ownership or making a move. And hopefully at the end of all that, you get paid. Right? Isn't that the ideal thing to happen? Of course. So the Hallmark Hub was created to streamline a lot of the things that you do. Hudson, just let me know once you've got those slides ready to go. And so over the next several months, we're going to show you specific features, but I'm not talking about theory. I'm talking about actual how-to, like how to actually use the resources that are available to you in order for you to be able to make the most out of the hub. Now, all of you have Hub, free Hub, which includes premium content, because late last year we came to a deal with Rehobo Solutions, which is the company behind the hub. And Steve negotiated his way to get free content for everybody at the premium level. So all of you have premium content level. The difference between free and premium now becomes in the additional functionality that premium offers. So for example, auto posting of the content into social media, using specific AI tools, using the MLS lookup tools, all of these things that I'm going to be sharing with you today. Okay. Setting up a personal Remax website, unfortunately, is not covered by Hallmark Hub, so that's going to be a different topic at a different time. Lister and buyer presentation, not always up to date, so that's great. Diane, thanks for sharing that. Learning how to use full basics, listing and buyer presentation. So we get a bit of an idea of what to do. Hudson, hopefully you'll get those slides fixed at some point. Okay. I need my adapter. So that's okay. You know what? I'm going to wing it today. Is that okay? I wanted to share something with you though. So later on. Okay, so let's get started. Some of you use the hub. Some of you do not use the hub. Okay. Now, the thing is, all of our Remax Hallmark resources are on the Hallmark Hub. And so that's one primary reason to use it. I believe in the entire network, we have about Hudson, about a 70% usage across the board, 70%. Yes. So we have about a 70% usage. That means out of 2,000 Hallmarkers, 1,400 of you are using it, which is phenomenal. Today, I'm going to show you as a free user, you're not paying anything extra for it aside from what you're already paying Remax and Remax Hallmark, what you can do with it. And then I'm also going to share some ideas for individuals, for teams, what you can do with Premium Plus, which is what we are going to be launching. Now, Hudson had prepared an entire PowerPoint, but because he's on a PC, I'm on a Mac. We're in a different office altogether. We threw a lot of curveballs and all of a sudden we can't get things to work. So I'm basically going to do this completely on the fly here, okay? Number one, how do you log into Hallmark Hub? www.hallmarkhub.com. As you notice, we've already updated our logos there. Put your username and password in there and then sign in. All of you have access to this. I'm going to go back to the login page. Actually, I can't anymore. But if you cannot log into the Hallmark Hub, there's a handy chat button at the bottom right that you'll all see on the Hallmark Hub login page. Simply ask the support team, hey, I cannot log into the Hallmark Hub. Can you help me? And they'll be happy to reset your password for you or find your password for you. Okay. Now, Hudson wanted me to go through some of the basic stuff because as comprehensive of an approach that he wants to take. Hudson, by the way, here's Hudson. Hudson, can you just say hi to everybody? Come on. Can you see him? He's in there somewhere. Okay. Hudson, you'll see at the Merton office. Are you on here too? Your camera? Yeah. Hudson is stationed out of the Merton office. He runs our Hallmark Digital Studio and he also runs Hallmark Hub. He also owns a company called Virtual Max for virtual tours. Him and his development team. So I think there's over a dozen people on his team. They're the geniuses behind the hub. My only role is basically taking your ideas, which are absolutely brilliant, and then feeding it to Hudson. I look like I know what I'm talking about in tech. I'm just basically learning from all of you and trying to make your lives easier. Okay. And so that's the theme of the meeting today, of the training session today, is I want to plant enough seeds of great marketing ideas so that you can utilize the features of the hub for free, or if you're premium, you're going to avail of the premium and premium plus features so that out of this session, you can walk out of it knowing how to use one or two or three extra tools that you already had, but you weren't using, which include, content creation tools, your listing tools, AI tools, listing presentation tools, which I'm going to expand upon as well. All right. And as much as we're a big group, I did turn off the unmute feature so that nobody can interrupt, unfortunately. I'm going to have to run the show. If you have any questions on Zoom, type it into the chat. I will do breaks and ask. Since we're live here at Daryl's office as well, if you have any questions, please save it for when I prompt it, just so we can go really quickly through some of these concepts, okay? And then Hudson, if I miss anything, you can guide me through what you wanted to show, but I'm showing live what the Hallmark Hub looks like, okay? Now, just as a caveat, I guess as an aside or a disclaimer, because some of you, including here, belong to teams, some of you on Zoom belong to teams, your teams may have specific policies which you should strictly adhere to as far as marketing. And it should be adhered to for two reasons. One is because you're part of a team. And two, because you're part of the team. So that's number one. Number two, because of RICO requirements, right? So there's disclosure requirements. So if you're using the Hallmark Hub, regardless of what team you're part of, you have to make sure your team's branding is incorporated. And I'll show you how to do that. Because even as free users, you'll be able to do that, okay? For some teams, like Daryl's, we're working on creating custom hubs. So that's something that we're going to have discussion with. We'll make it happen. You're good? You're able to share now? Okay. So hold on one sec. Let me switch back. Stop share. We're going to admit more people into the room. And then go ahead, Hudson. Go ahead and share the slides. Perfect. So I'm going to go through the agenda of our meeting today, okay? With Hudson's slides there. Is it up? You're joining? Okay. So, okay, while Hudson gets it up, what I was saying is that if you're part of a team, you have to adhere to your team's marketing policies, using your team logos, colors, all that sort of stuff, okay? In general, you have to adhere to Remax Hallmark, Rico, PropTex, whatever board you're part of. You have to adhere to all it's so you have to adhere to the MLS rules, to the Rico guidelines, all that sort of stuff. I see some broker of records here, such as Con. Con is here. So we can't mess around with the rules, right? So please adhere to your team and to your individual boards and Remax guidelines. Everything we create on the Hallmark Hub is strictly in compliance. So when we did the new digital branding, which you see on here, Hudson's team received these strict guidelines, the trademark and branding guidelines, and they had to adhere to it. So everything we do is strictly in adherence to it. Okay. So we'll go through this real quick because I know you don't like PowerPoint slides. You prefer to get the hands-on demo. But Hudson, being as systematic as he is, he said, let's teach the PowerPoint, right? So on this demo, I do have a premium account. Premium right now is $30. Stay tuned because you're going to have, there's a special offer that we're going to save and we're going to distribute to everybody. Actually, it's here. So if everybody here on this Daryl King team, scan this QR code, save it with you, because this will be helpful later on. We'll share it with you again later on. And for everybody on Zoom, as long as you're not on your phone, you'll be able to scan this as well. So scan this special offer. What this is, every month we do our training promotion. We want you to save as much money as possible. So as it is, we're running the hub, Hudson's team, at cost of running it, right? But we also have to pay Facebook, if I'm not mistaken, Meta for integrations. We have to pay ChatGPT, OpenAI. Everything you do on the hub that's an advanced feature, another company gets paid. And all we're trying to do is get a little bit of that back so that we can cover some of the costs. But here we're giving you back, save $6 every month if you're on a monthly subscription. So instead of $30, it'll be $24. And then for the yearly subscription, instead of paying $360, you're paying $240. Keep this handy because you may one day say, hey, you know what? I'm tired of using Canva. I'm tired of using my, doing my own photoshopping and all that. I just want click and then I'm done with my marketing, which I'm going to show you how you're going to be able to do that today. So keep this handy. We're going to do this again at the end of the session so that you save money. I like to say this term, for less than the price of a cup of coffee per day, you have instant marketing materials, AI, branded content, social media posting, and so much more. You're going to see the benefits of it shortly. Okay. We're going to give these slides to everybody because I don't want to bore everybody once we get to the fun stuff of this, okay? So all of you will get these slides. I'm going to skip through some of the boring stuff in the demo, such as how to set up your headshot and all that. Hudson and his team has prepared specific slides on how to do this. I'll do that quickly because I want you to focus on the revenue generating activities that the Hallmark Hub can do. Because for $30, if you can turn this into one extra commission check of $20,000 per year, it's almost a no-brainer, right?
It would be a no-brainer.
It would be a no-brainer, exactly. Endorsed by Daryl himself. Free users, so everybody at Hallmark, as it is. If you're not using the Hallmark Hub for free, I have no idea why you wouldn't be doing it. Because you're already getting for a free resource an immense amount of lead generating tools that you can utilize. But I'm going to show you the difference between both. So Hudson right now on screen is showing you how to customize your headshot, your logo. Keep going, Hudson. And I'm going to show you this momentarily. Personal logos. If you're on a team, this is where you have to upload your team's personal logos. So marketing department here, for example, Daryl King's team. And for those of you who are teams out there as well, I'm going to be going to your office one day and we're conducting this from your office. If you have a logo for your team, that can be uploaded. Even the free version, they can upload 2 logos, right? Okay, so we're going to have to change that for teams, okay? For team compliance, we're going to have to change the logo, but we can do 1 logo, but it's their team logo plus Remax Hallmark. Okay, so that's what we can do. So we'll be able to do that. You can upload multiple headshots as well in the premium version. And then go to the next slide, Hudson. Color codes you can change. So what's your color, Daryl?
Purple.
Purple. Yeah, there you go. Some of the team leaders here, you have different colors as well, in addition to, of course, red, white, and blue for Remax. You can choose multiple ones. So here's an example of Marco Momeni from our Bayview Village office. He also runs a team. Here are his team colors. Next. You can also here. So this is with regards to premium. So for $30 versus $0, and if you're saving today, you're paying, $24, saving $6 per month. All of the content that's available for free, which I'm going to show you momentarily, all Hallmarkers have this. Everybody in this room, everybody on Zoom has all the content currently available. So this is what we negotiated last year with Hudson. So Steve said, you know what? Give all Hallmarkers premium content. I don't care. It's going to be free for everybody. And Hudson said, yes, let's do it. Okay. Every single one of you on this call right now can use free content. So for example, if you're depressed about your social media and you're saying, how do I generate content? You've got hundreds of content pieces for free that are waiting for you on the Hallmark Hub. We're going to show you how to do that today. The difference with the premium, which will soon become premium plus user, is that they can automatically post to Instagram, right? And I'm going to show you that feature as well. So imagine this. As a free user, you have to download it, upload it to your social media, type up the post, do the hashtag and all that. Premium plus users, the only difference is that you click one button, it'll share it right to your Instagram, and the AI functionality will also auto-generate the post for you, right? So can you show that as well? And maybe it's in the next slide, Hudson? Yeah, it's in the next slide. So show it. Yeah, so these are all the different materials. Go ahead. We'll talk about that later as well. But here, right? Actually, no, this is something else. We'll talk about that later too. Yeah, we'll talk about this later as well. What you're seeing here are some of the different functionalities that we're going to be showing you later on, which include listing automation. So every time you have a listing, it's going to be automating to generate. Now go back to that. There we go. So if you pick a design and then you search on the listings and then go next. I'm just showing this real quickly and then we're going to do it step by step later on. Okay. So you can preview it. Yeah. There you go. You can customize all of this content. I'm going to show you a live demo shortly. You can change logo. You can change headshots, all of that sort of good stuff. You can change images, all of that. And what else? There you go. So premium users will have a share button here, right? You see that here in person on Zoom, you see the share button. When you click on that, will you show it on the next page? When you click on that, AI will help you generate what is the post about, what kind of tone, here's the caption, and then go to the next. It'll ask you whether to share as a post or a story, and then publish now. It automatically posts, right? So that's the difference between premium. The reason why is we have to pay Mark Zuckerberg for this. Every time we upload something, right, Hudson? Is that true or no? Yeah, it is true.
The download feature is available to all.
Yeah.
So you can download the
Right.
premium.
So for free users, because they can't hear you on this mic, all the free users of Hub, which is everybody at Hallmark, you can download this graphic. There's no cost to it. So if you want to stay free, nobody's forcing you, right? Download it, upload it yourself. You can use ChatGPT, like you can use whatever tool you want, caption it, upload it. For $30 a month, it saves you an extra step. You just click, auto-generate posts and everything. Later on too, as we progress this year, we're going to show you some intense features that are coming up, which include a social calendar. So I'm dropping the hint for that. Or imagine if you can pre-plan 30, 60, 90 days in advance. Can you do a year in advance?
Right now for 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months. Imagine sitting down one weekend, 3 months of content in advance. You set it and forget it, and it'll auto post, and you don't have to think about any of your content for the next 3 months. Those are the kind of things that we're working on as well. Okay. So continue as well, Hudson, and then I'm going to go into, yeah. So scan that. Is this the last slide on the PowerPoints? No, not yet. Okay. Go back. I'm going to stop your share for now. And then I'm going to start, hold on 1 second, everybody. I'm going to start showing you this one by one now, okay? So I'm going to share my screen, okay? So what Hudson showed you is sort of an overview, like a crash course of it, to give you a top level overview of what we're going to do. Now I'm going to pick on this one by one. And don't mind me if I pause once in a while because I'm also admitting everybody in who's joining us. 46 so far online on Zoom. Okay, so I'm going to show you. I did a ROM training here this morning. So this is pretty similar. If you use ROM, we make it user-friendly as well. So for example, on the top right, where it says Hi Jonder, and I've got my picture there, and I have my Premium Plus membership here. This is where you can customize your information. Now, if you're a free user, you'll see something different from the Premium. So personal information, I'm not going to go through this one by one because it's the boring stuff. Okay, you do this. Okay, you can customize all of your information, display information, personal branding. So for free users, how many logos can they upload? Or is it just one?
Actually, there are 6 reserved for the brokerage.
Okay, brokerage. So we can change for teams, right? We can upload a team logo for, okay.
But for the individual, no, they cannot add any extra logo.
Okay. So channels, you can connect your channels on here. So I don't have my Instagram yet connected, but you'll see where that makes sense in the future. But basically, this is where you go to change your photos, your personal branding. I don't have any personal logos. I don't have any additional headshots. I'm sticking with one. These are the different logos that I have available to me. I can upload more if I wanted to. And here's the colors, right? These are the different colors that are available. Okay. Now, if we go back to the dashboard, this is where you see all of the information that is coming to you all at once. So all of our suppliers are up here. Latest templates are here. Your listing assets, your current listing assets are here. Public projects are here. I'm going to take you through some of the specific features, and then we're going to spend a bit more time in, specifically generating some of these so you can actually use them to generate leads with your database, right? Some of you have been in the marketing minute that I've been at for the past couple of weeks, 2 weeks. And if you were there, you saw that I showed some of these information and some of these resources. I'm going to show you now today in detail how you're going to be able to use these specifically to market yourself. Okay.
Not all of those resources are available.
We're going to save the questions. We're going to save the questions up. Okay. As I pause. So first, I'm going to make you familiar with the brokerage resources because this is what everybody more or less uses, right? Regardless if with you're a team or you're with Hallmark's, one of the brokerages, the brokerage resources are available for you if you're looking for Schedule A's. Schedule A. Well, Schedule A is part of it. Schedule A, B, deposits, training sessions, all of that sort of thing. For teams that we are starting to onboard with their own custom hub, you'll have your own specific team folder in here where you'll have your own marketing materials, your training videos will be on there, and whatever else resources specific to your team will be on there as well. Okay. But for example, we announced scholarship program. So if you type scholarship here, you'll be able to see the scholarship program resources. And if you're not using this, I mean, you're all part of Hallmark, so you should all be utilizing this. You should download the information about the scholarship program. You can share a social media graphic about it. You can share the client letter that we've typed up for you so that you can customize it. And there's a whole bunch of these resources available in the brokerage resources. And there's also this year, what we've done differently is there's a link so that instead of a paper application, you click on the link and it'll load up, you pick your region, you're in the York region up here, and then you can have your client complete this application form for their student that's going to be going into post-secondary education. So you're all part of this program as well. Everybody on Zoom, everybody here live. Brokerage resources in a nutshell, because I'm not going to spend too much time on this particular feature today. Anything you're looking for that's a RE/MAX Hallmark resource is here, right? Any past training, if you're interested in assignment sales, so how to do assignment sales for condos, type in assignment. You can type business plan in here. And if you're interested in doing a business plan, just type that in and you'll get business plan training sessions, all of that sort of thing. Does that make sense? Any questions? I'm going to open up questions specifically for brokerage resources now. Any questions about brokerage resources? Let me stop share. And Ozzy, you had a question about this.
What you see on the screen is not available to because you'll have updated it.
What do you see on your screen there?
Here's
Brokerage resources. Yes. So you see.
this is all it comes up because I have the basic ones.
You just rejoined, right? So we might have to look at why. So we're going to check into, well, we'll check it afterwards. It's here?
It's here, yes. I added another.
Sorry about that. So so brokerage resources, if you don't see what I see on my screen, contact Hub support, which is that chat icon that you'll see on there, and you'll be able to ask them. You should, as Hallmarkers, you should all see. It doesn't matter what team or incorporation you're with, doesn't matter what region you're with. You should see all of that. Diane, you have a question. I will unmute you. There you go. Go ahead.
For the bank deposit part,
Yes.
I know we're York region, but we have to use the Toronto version.
You have
Because,
to use, yeah, you have to use what brokerage you're associated with.
and
Correct.
but a lot of people are using the wrong one because we're York Region and we're part of Remax Hallmark Realty, which is Toronto.
Interesting. So what we're going to be doing is, and this was brought up, thank you, Diane, for bringing it up
So
as well
yeah, it would
again.
be good to show them the difference.
Yes, we're in a future version, we're actually going to redo this entire resources so that you have by default your specific brokerage resources available to you. And then you'll be able to sort of peek at other brokerage resources. But what to Diane's point, even though we're here in Richmond Hill today, if you go into brokerage resources, you should not be using if you're with Remax Hallmark Realty Limited, you should be using Toronto specific. It doesn't make sense right now. We are going to fix this logic with the hub, meaning we're going to change this into your brokerage resources versus everyone else's brokerage resources. So by default, when you log in, this will probably be a month or two to develop. When you log in, you're going to see your specific brokerage resources first. Okay, so that's one thing we're going to change. But for now, if you're with Remax Hallmark Realty Limited, that's counted as part of the Toronto offices. So you have to use Toronto. Thank you, Diane, for bringing that up. Okay, anybody else have any questions on Zoom? So we're going to the next round next. Going once, going twice. All right, what should I talk about next, Hudson? No, I'll take it. No, don't worry about the slides. I'll take it on my live screen. What do you want me to talk about next?
Let's just because some users have problem to how to load the listing on the template.
Okay.
I just wanna maybe give a quick tour about how to find your listing.
Okay, so we're going to do listings next. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to look in the chat here. Promo code, we're going to bring it up again afterwards. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned till the end. Plus, we're going to go back to it. Uploading a new logo, it needs to upgrade to premium. I don't know if you have more than one logo, it's a premium feature, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Posting to LinkedIn, not available yet. Facebook, not available yet, but you can share from Instagram to Facebook. That's Jennifer's question. On the upgrade, can you add additional logo? Yes, you can add logos. Yeah. Canadian funds, we are Canadian. So yes, Canada, Canadian funds. Nota was using it last week when it let me upload my logo. Yep, you have to be a premium user. We may extend to 2 logos, but again, it's the extra bandwidth that the program takes. Okay, so I've caught up on the questions. What I want to show you next are the listing features. So I'm going to take you through it logically, but I'm also going to show you a neat new feature, which is the MLS lookup feature, which is a premium feature. So first, free. All users have access to the listing templates, plus your own listing assets. Now, I am not actively trading as all of you are. So whatever examples I show here is based on my limited scope of just dabbling with the system and all that sort of thing and bringing examples in. So if you're actively trading, the assumption here is that all of your listings are going into my listing assets here. Okay, you see that? Everybody on Zoom see that? Just give me a thumbs up if you're seeing where I'm pointing at. My listing assets. You see that? Yeah, good. Thanks, Con. My listing assets is where all of your listings go. So this is how it works. We are connected with the data feeds of PropTex and ITSO. Every single board that we're with, we have connections with, right? So we have the data feeds. Whenever you have a listing, within 30 minutes, maybe less, faster than the amount of time it takes pizza to come in, within 30 minutes, your listing goes live on the hub. So here's what this is really cool. Whether you're free or premium doesn't matter. When you get a listing today, your listing goes up, your front desk loads it up, whatever, we load it up, you load it up. 30 minutes later, all your marketing assets are in the hub. Now, some ask me, hey, John, wouldn't it be great if this was done before? Well, this is depending on your marketing process, right? Your marketing process is either preemptive or after the fact, right? So preemptive means if you have your own graphics and all that sort of stuff that you do prior to marketing the list, prior to the listing going live, then that's already part of your process. What we do with our system is, number one, we can't get your marketing materials until we get the actual listing. So there's no way we can get it in advance. That's the one, I guess if you want to call it a drawback, that's the only drawback. So if you want to prepare feature sheets, postcards, flyers in advance, the hub doesn't do that for you because because the listing is not there yet, right? If you're okay with, I put my listing up today, 30 minutes from now, all of my social media graphics are done, my postcards, flyers, and all that are done. then great. What I suggest strategically as realtors is do a bit of both. If you know you have a listing coming up, of course you want to have feature sheets there before the listing goes live, right? So you're some of like Virtual Max, which is also part of Hudson's companies, or any company that you use for virtual tours. Any one of you can basically get a virtual tour and get feature sheets done, right? So get that done in advance. Thank you. Get that done in advance. Put those feature sheets on your listing. Your listing goes live, but the hub generates several things that are pretty much seamless. Like for example, it'll generate the gallery posts that you're going to post on Instagram. It'll raise. I'll go through that. It'll go on the just listed. Yeah, thanks for that point. So click on assets. It'll generate the gallery post. Thanks for pushing that, Hudson. It can generate, see the virtual tour, so you can create a postcard with it. It can generate this really neat. This is one of my favorites. Let me just zoom it in. It's easier to do it that way. So imagine that your potential buyers or anybody that's going to look at your property, you put this up on a nice signage when they walk in the house. They click scan me, and this QR code goes to either the virtual tour link. It could go to your Remax website. It could go to your KV Core listing website. It could go to the realtor.ca website of your listing, or it can just go to your one page or single page property website, right? So this is just, again, with just doing nothing but uploading your listing, the hub generates all of this marketing content for you. There's open house social media posts. So for example, if you're going to be doing an open house, you would use the open house social media posts. Happy closing day. So we're going to assume that you're going to sell this house and get paid for it. There's the happy closing day graphic, just sold graphic, virtual tour graphics, and all of that sort of stuff. So, and this is just the beginning. We're creating more templates as we go along. But basically, once your listing is up for free and premium, doesn't really matter. All of this content is generated for you. The only difference here with Premium Plus is if I click on any one of these social media graphics, like the just listed 10 gallery post or carousel post that they call it. If I click here, it doesn't show up on mine, Hudson, for some reason. Actually, I didn't connect it. That's why. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I'll go to listing templates. I'll do that after. So for free users, download all of these 10. This is all available to you right now. Download all of these 10 and you can upload it yourself. For premium, I'll show you how to do it automatically. And again, for teams, if you have team requirements for logos, make sure your team logo is on here. We'll work with you to meet that requirement. Whether you're free or premium doesn't matter. If you're part of a team, you want to use this, we'll work with you to make it work. As individuals, you're at liberty to do whatever you want as long as you're remaining compliant to Remax and Remax Hallmark. So let me go to my listing assets. This is, listing templates. This is what Hudson wanted me to show you. Now that's just level 1 of it. Now you take it to the next level by choosing any variation of social media posts, feature sheets, postcards, flyers, QR codes. So I'll show you what that means. When you go to listing social media, and as an aside, one of the things that we wanted to do here is set ourselves apart from number 1 competitors. Number 2, Remax is great, but we took the graphic design to the next level with this. Number 1, it's with Remax Hallmark branding, but we also modernize a lot of the look and feel to this. And even though you see the premium label here, all of this premium, correct me if I'm wrong, Hudson, is now, it's obviously available to the free users, right? So don't shy away from using premium, because we are paying for it now for you. So it used to be that you only had access to the free templates. All free users have access to premium content. Okay, so all of these templates are available to you. So let's say I picked, one that I like, and there's a lot of these variations here, and we're going to be creating even more. Let's say I wanted to go with this one. I would click on that particular graphic, and then I can start customizing this graphic, right? I go into listing information. Listing information is here. I can watch how easy this is. Guaranteed easier than Canva, because you can't even do this on Canva. Correct me if I'm wrong, okay? I can change this to whatever I want. If I want no label on it, it'll take away the label. Forgive me, I have slow internet, and plus there's a lot of you on here. If I wanted to do great opportunity as a label, I can put great opportunity as a label on here, right? Now let's change the address. Well, you can't change the address because then you wouldn't be MLS compliant. You have to advertise the address properly, so that's what it is. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1 garage. I can choose the logo. So if you're part of a team, we're going to make sure your team logo shows up on here. I can choose a headshot. If I had an additional headshot and I wanted to change my look and feel to this, other headshots would appear. I haven't uploaded that myself yet, so there's none.
What's that's good for when you have like, we have some guys that are teams
Yep.
here and couples. Like Oliver and Sophia and
Yep.
Chris and Deacon, that they can. Put the double
You put your
side.
double ones on there. Yeah, you can change the colors. So if I wanted to pick a funky color, let's say this color, I can change it to that, and you see that it changes instantaneously. No editing required. Like this is all done for you. Now I can choose the gallery. So in my gallery for this particular post, it's a 1 image post. I can choose any of the photos that are available on the MLS listing, right? So I can pick whatever is available, or I can even upload my own. So if I took my own photo that's not part of the MLS, I can upload my own on here. And now notice that because this is a gallery post, there are 10 images. So whether you're a free or premium plus user, you have all 10 images that you can customize. So all I have to do is click on each image one by one, and I can tweak it. But I think things like color are universal, right? If I change the color, it's all posts. Because you want to make yourself look good, not ugly. So if you start having like all sorts of colors in every single one of these, it's not going to look good either. So you got to be consistent with your marketing. Now, once I'm done here, I haven't connected my Instagram. So just as a caveat, I'm not going to be able to show you the full process, but just to give you an idea of what you can do if you're a premium plus user. If you click on share with our AI caption generator, you don't even have to think. You just basically just plug information in here. What is your post about? Welcome to my new listing. It's a condo, 2 bed, 3 bath, 2 bed, 1 bath. Oh, yeah, I don't have to do anything. So I'm working too hard, Hudson. Okay. My tone, I want to be funny, okay? I want to be funny with this. I wanted to generate the hashtag. I wanted to include emojis. If I don't want to include emojis, if I don't want to be cute, I'll take that out. Include my information, include listing data. So why did Hudson tell me to stop working? So that I can focus on door knocking and doing cold call and prospecting. He wants me to just use what's already there. I click generate. Is this this is a premium plus feature. So this is the $1 a day premium feature, okay? I click on generate. Now, a lot of you use ChatGPT. How many of you use ChatGPT? We'll save the questions till the end of this particular session. You do. We use OpenAI ChatGPT on here, but what we've done differently through Hudson's development team is we've created layers upon layers of additional prompting and engineering so that you don't have to recreate any of that. If you went into ChatGPT today, you would have to type, here is my listing, copy, paste. Can't pretend I'm a real estate, well, you can't pretend. I am a real estate agent. I'm selling this listing. Can you create a funny blah, blah, blah? And can you make sure it's within this guidelines and this guidelines and that guidelines? You don't have to worry about that. So what's different with ours versus ChatGPT is, yes, our ChatGPT is the back end of this, but we've done all the extra work for you so that you just have to click on a few buttons and then there you go. Welcome to my latest gem of a listing. It's not just any condo. Remember, I chose funny, okay? It's not just any condo, it's your potential new home. Imagine this, 2 bedrooms to decide who gets the better view, and 2 bathrooms because let's face it, sharing is overrated. Located at, there's the address, this condo screams great opportunity, louder than my Aunt Marge at a bingo game. Why, you ask? Well, besides the obvious perks of having your own space, you're smack dab in the middle of comfort and convenience. So if you're ready to up your living game and possibly win at life, give me a shout. John Perez, here's my phone number. Because homes like this, wait for no one, not even for Aunt March. Now, I chose a funny tone. You don't have to be funny. If you're serious, pick something like this, informative, okay, informational. If I click on informational, I can regenerate this, and it'll generate a new post for me. Right? Does everybody see how easy that is? How many of you love writing? How many of you, your favorite thing about the MLS is you writing that listing description? Is that your favorite thing to do? Nobody likes it. I'm going to show you some listing stuff that we have later on. All I have to do after this is, after I click next, I don't think I've got it connected, so maybe that's it. Actually, no, it shows it. So there's my slides, ready, done. And if I did follow and, actually use this thing as Hudson's pushing me to do, and now I'm pushing you all to do, that would have taken me less than, because I'm talking too much here, I would have taken less than 5 minutes to post that, right? Maybe less than 5 minutes, right? Now imagine multiplying this times 4 times a day. Right? Lead generation idea. Using your social media to use listings. And I'm going to show you how you can use any listing on the MLS, by the way, and it's fully compliant. if Rico is going to watch this recording later on. It's fully compliant, okay? I'm going to show you how you can use even your competitors' listings and promote it, provided you have permission. Who's your broker of record here? Who's your broker of record?
Corey.
Corey Gargani. Actually, no, Corey's the manager. You're all falling under Michael. So I don't want to get a call from Michael saying, hey, why is Maneva not complying with the rules and advertising something? I'm going to show you how to do that later. But does everybody get that? I showed you a workflow just now. This is one of maybe 4 ideas we're going to go through today of how to use free or premium, doesn't really matter. Use your listing. Okay, right now we're talking about your listing. I'm gonna talk about. Let me go through this first, and then you can add to it. Hudson's really excited, and he sees what the information is. But let me go through this first. I'm giving you an idea of how to use any listing, or your listing. I'm going to show you an idea about how to use any listing later on. Create the social media post for it. If you're free, you have to do a couple of extra things with AI. But if you're premium, AI does it all for you. Then you've posted it, and you can do this multiple times a day to generate leads using social media. Hudson, what did you want to add to them? You can come up here because they can't hear you no matter what.
No, because the agent asked me about that sometimes, so
Okay,
I
sure.
wanna your screen.
Screen, okay.
Because most of the time they don't know how to make an open house post, so I just want to give you a quick
Here, let me
uh,
guide me through what you want me to do.
go
Open
to-
house.
close
Okay.
this one, go to the listing template
Okay,
again.
listing templates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pick that one, for example.
This one here.
Yeah, the vertical one.
Okay.
So easily you can change the label to open house.
So click open house. Yeah.
On the subtitle, you can put a Saturday, Sunday,
Saturday,
2 4 p.m. something
Sunday.
like that. Yeah,
2 to 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Good.
and that's
Okay.
it, because you don't have the headshot anymore. For the you can load the story size as well. So
Right.
click on the share.
Yep.
And you don't need the caption for the story. Just click on the next.
Next. Yep.
You are not connected. Click
Not
as,
yet,
a,
yeah.
as a story and
Yes.
publish.
Okay.
So in less than 1 minute, you have an
Yeah.
open house. Sometimes you want to run open house on the weekend.
Yeah.
You just need 1 minute to send to open house on the Friday afternoon.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So does everybody get that? Everybody on Zoom get that as well? Just give me a thumbs up.
Yeah.
And so this is, I mean, I know it's going to be a lot to cover all in one shot, but the whole idea here is that we're going to be doing this every month now. So there's a lot of versatile things. And today, again, I want to give you 4 takeaways so that you can start using it today. But what I've just showed you right now, and I'm going to get to your questions momentarily. What I just showed you right now is using your listing. Now, how many of you would like to be able to advertise any prop text, it's so listing that we have access to? Raise your hand. Go like this. Go crazy.
Yes.
Zoom.
Yes.
Go crazy. Sorry, a bit of behind the scenes stuff. So if you want to use anybody's listing, provided you comply with board rules, and what is MLS rules, you have to comply with your board rules, okay? Meaning you have to have permission from who? Buyer, seller, listing agent. If it's sold and closed, especially, you need permission from everybody if you're sharing details, okay? You won't miss anything. Don't worry. This is being recorded. I'll share it with you after. So we're going to now use the MLS lookup tool. Now, this is only for Premium Plus because this costs quite a bit of money every time this runs, right? Hudson's in the room. I can't get away with giving everything away for free. I'm sorry. When you go to MLS listing and when you go to add listing, can somebody here live give me a competitor's listing, the MLS number, competitor's listing? Cannot be address. It has to be MLS listing. Yeah. Somebody pull up an MLS listing of a competitor on Zoom. If you guys do it on Zoom first, then we'll do Zoom first. Just put it into the chat. Okay, we got one. N? You got it? No? Anybody on Zoom? Anybody on Zoom want to beat the live? N119 77 861. This is not a Hallmark listing. No. So watch. I can pull, because of Hudson's ingenuity and his fantastic development team, I can pull any listing from the MLS. There it is within seconds, right? So here's the scenario. Pretend I am the buyer's agent. This is the listing. And I have permission. The most important thing is I have permission from the buyer, from the seller, from the listing agent. There is a keep saying TREP. There is a prop tax form or whatever board you're with. There is a form, or there's also a RICO version, I think, or a CREA version. There is an advertising permission request for permission to advertise form. There's an exact number for that form. As long as you fill that out, I click add listing. I click this button, which tells me that it's not Hudson's responsibility anymore. It's your responsibility if you advertise this. Confirm an ad. And within seconds, I'll leave it on the screen because I don't want to break anything. Within seconds, that listing is now going to be part of my listing collection. Here's the lead gen idea. Here's the $1 million lead gen idea. Okay. Many of you, like I started when there was Resale Homes print magazine. One of the things that I used to do was I created a permission to advertise, and it was by fax. I would print out, because we used to do it computer and then computer to fax at one point. I would, because I advertise in Resale Homes print, my ads had 6 houses that I had to fill every single 2 weeks. And so I would send them to other brokerages and say, hey, can I advertise your listing? And I would pick, the lowest price home so that I get the phone calls. You know the trick of that, right? This is the equivalent to that in digital times. So here's lead generation tip number 2. Get close with some of your buddies at other brokerages. And if the listing is available, as long as the listing agent gives you permission to advertise it, you can 100% advertise it. Within Hallmark, it's just a friendly cooperation policy. Daryl, can I advertise this listing for you? I want to get some buyers for you. And Daryl says, yes, right? So you can ask anybody within Hallmark. And again, this is the thing that I want to stress out, okay? It's not that none of us want to work together. At the same time, however, some like my sellers may not be keen on seeing another agent advertising my listing. So you have to just pick up the phone or email or ask your fellow Hallmarker before you advertise your listing. Is that fair? Provided you do,
Yes.
you can pull any Hallmarkers listings and any non-Hallmarker listings into this, right? Now imagine this, what we did before. I pulled the listing in. I do the just listed graphic. I post it manually on social media if I'm a free user. If I'm a paid user, I paid $1 per day. I click share. It'll auto-generate captions. Imagine I post 10 listings a day without having to, like, on Premium Plus users, you're going to get spoiled because for that extra $1 per day, all you got to do is click, right? Choose the listing, right? Generate the graphic, share, generate the AI with just a press of a button, and then it shares it to social media. You can do 5 or 10 posts a day. Now, I'm not saying don't door knock. You got to be door knocking. You got to be cold calling. You got to be prospecting, warm calling, follow-ups, networking, all the other good stuff that you do. But if you've neglected digital media as a lead generation tool, right? Think about it this way. All of you have your sphere of influence following you on social media. Am I correct? What would it look like if you posted 10 listings a day? They'd be like, oh, this guy's busy, right? He's selling a lot of homes. He must know what he's talking about, right? So that's available at $30 a month, plus less the discount you can generate for free. You just have to spend a bit of extra time, which if you look at the man hour and woman hour involved in the $1 per day, you're probably going to a premium function anyway. But you can do this like as of right now because this feature is available. So MLS lookup is available for all Premium Plus users. Your listings, so specifically your listings. Like if you're carrying right now a listing inventory of 20 listings, you don't have to pay for Premium Plus. Just advertise your listings all day long, as long as you're okay with downloading the graphic, uploading it, and the time that it takes to do that. I'm going to take questions about this feature, and then we're going to jump to the next feature. JP Walsh, unmute you. Go for it.
Hey, yeah, just so something. So I tried using it as like to make a listing document or like just an in-house feature sheet for my open house last week. And I found it kind of difficult to use. I found like the picture, so the listing asset stuff that are automatically generated, I found they just kind of took random pictures and we couldn't change any of that stuff. And then also to upload my logo there, it wouldn't let me do it until I paid for premium or Premium Plus.
So can you
so
reach
then,
out to,
so I did before. And then the listing sheet that I used was like a 4-page one. And I think there's 10 or 12 pictures total on it, and I could not access like the last pictures. So I sent a email to the support guys, which are really great, but they're like, "Oh,
Yep.
we can't do it. We had to manually put a picture in for you, and they say we can have it ready for you tomorrow." And sometimes you're kind of putting something together on a Saturday for an open house on Sunday because
Right,
it's real
yeah.
estate. And I like they did a good job, but it was definitely difficult to use for sure. But I mean, I also
Okay, so
understand that I should not design anything marketing wise ever.
well, I mean, so thanks for that feedback. We're gonna look into that. So we'll look into the chat support call for JP about that, and we'll figure that out. And again, like we get good and bad feedback about the hub. I want to hear everything because a lot of the things that I hear that are bad, we fix those up and we make it more efficient. Okay, so thank you, JP, for sharing that because we wouldn't have otherwise known that this was a thing. Okay, so anybody share everything with us. Thank you, JP, for that. Okay, anybody else on Zoom have any questions? Anybody have any questions here? No, good. We're gonna go to the next one. What were we gonna talk about next, Hudson?
I just want to add that the agents who are worried about the branding, they can order the custom templates for the listing.
Okay.
if they want.
So we'll save that discussion for the end about custom templates and all that. That covers the listing templates. Can I finish off with the the content gallery? Is that okay? I'll finish off with the content gallery today. Is that okay?
It's fine.
Well, of course it does. Yeah.
There's a lot of topics to cover.
Yeah, we'll talk about the content gallery so that for those of you, whether it's free or premium users, they're going to enjoy using that anyway. Okay. So the next thing that I want to talk to you about is for many of you have a great social media presence. A social media presence relies on having great content. And if you're not updated with the content that you create, then your social media presence will stagnate. Like I'm guilty of it at times because I'm so busy doing this work that I forget to post. But that's going to change when you create automated postings, right? So the whole idea behind digital marketing, social media, and all that sort of stuff is to create an audience that's going to resonate with you, that understands the value that you offer as professional realtors. And again, I'm going to go back to that same recurring theme is to spark a conversation. Your job is just to spark that conversation that, oh, this person's in real estate. I have a real estate question. Let me ask them about real estate, right? And so one of the fantastic things about the hub, whether you're free or premium user, doesn't really matter, is the content creation library. Now, the content creation library, this has been built over time, but there's a ton. There's dozens upon dozens. There's hundreds. Like how many, do you know exactly the number of pieces of marketing materials you have on here? More than 1,000, right? So you have over 1,000 marketing pieces here. And some of them are religious, some of them are cultural. If we're missing something on here that you want to see, please send it to us. We're more than happy to add to that. But basically, for example, let's say I want to type in spring because it's almost spring now, maybe a couple more days and then we have spring. So spring, you've got a ton of graphics that you can share. And all I've got to do basically with this is pick a template that I want to use. And then it's the same process. So here's what that particular spring, this is a spring home maintenance checklist, outdoors, indoors. I choose the logo that I want on it. I choose a headshot if I have an additional headshot. If not, I don't have one. And then same here, for free, you can download this and post it to your social media. For the premium users, premium plus users, you can share this and create your AI caption on it as well. On your social media, it'll post automatically, right? Now, your content is pretty much, your content library, ever since we've given premium content for free to everybody, you can pretty much choose from a plethora, like a whole bunch of different content. From story posts, which are the vertical, to wall posts, or whatever you want to call those, which are the 1-to-1 ratio or the square ratio. You can go to postcards, personal signatures. By the way, for the new digital branding graphics, we are going to be updating that by next Thursday, hopefully sooner. Where you all seen that if you were at any of the meetings this past week, I shared the Remax logo with the and some of your leadership team have shared that logo, where you can put your face in the middle of Remax. That's going to be available on the hub, and it's also going to be available as email signatures. Awards graphics, you can generate this now because you've all worked hard. You've earned your 2024 awards. Generate your awards graphics that are available on here. Seasonal tips, special occasions, lead generation posts, question and answer, et cetera, et cetera. So here's takeaway number 3. And then we have one more takeaway before we end. Takeaway number 3 is if you're not currently finding yourself posting as regularly as you should be, we have free content. You don't even have to go to AI to generate content. You don't even have to pay anybody to generate content for you. Take advantage that the fact that you're with Remax Hallmark, pick from your content library that all of you have access to all the premium content for, and then just download. If you don't like writing, use ChatGPT. They also have free AI. And then just say, I want to do a springtime post. Can you generate a caption for me? Right? And then you'll be able to just copy and paste that caption. Right?
All vendors have 3 credits per month to use
Yeah.
the AI on the
So you can even use the AI functionality on ours, which will be the final takeaway for today that I'll show you within the next 3 minutes that we've got, right? So takeaway number 3, you've got premium content, you've got thousands of content, which there's 365 days a year. Even if you post 2 or 3 times a week, you wouldn't even be able to exhaust our content library, right? At the same time, we're constantly, like we have a graphic design team that's constantly creating graphics. So there's going to be additional, every week there's new graphics going on there for free, right? So I encourage all of you, if you're not using the hub for this free function right now, like go home today or go to your office today, go into Hallmark Hub, find out how to log in, download a graphic and post something to your sphere, right? Who's itching to hear from you, okay? Any questions about content before I go to AI, which will be our last nugget for today? Content? No? Okay, if I miss anything, I'm going to go back to it before we end our session. I'll go a bit after 2 o'clock. That's okay. Because I know we're going really fast and I know that there's a lot to cover. Yep. Okay, so let me share the AI functionality with you because as Hudson was saying, there's a couple of free credits that you'll get. And the reason why it's free, well, I mean, we're paying for a couple of them, but AI costs money to generate. Yes. 3 credits per month. Okay. So to get to the AI tools, click on AI tools here on the left side menu. And then you have, again, I'll name you all the names of the tools. You have a renter email. You have a review generator. You have a social media bio generator to generate a bio for your social media. A virtual tour script. So if you want to say something on your virtual tour videos, it'll generate that for you. Real estate quotes, LinkedIn posts. So Jennifer, here's where the LinkedIn posts come in. YouTube tag generator, open house email, text summarizer, Facebook ad copy, Facebook posts, scripts for YouTube videos. If you want to get into YouTube and you want to create posts for that. Instagram hashtag generators, listing description, everybody's favorite tool because you hate writing listing descriptions. I'm going to show you something real neat at the end of this. Google Ads description and Instagram caption. Let's use the listing description as the example today. What's the difference, by the way, between free and premium plus in terms of AI credits off the top of your head, Hudson? Free gets 3 credits. Premium gets how many credits?
1,000 per month.
1,000 per month. So you can do a lot more.
Yeah.
Again, for the same $30. Listing description. Let's say I hate writing listings. A lot of you love doing this. I don't like doing this. Okay. Select a listing. Here's what's really neat. I mean, mind you, you'd have to have a listing in here to use this feature, but you could, if you were creating an ad for a listing for an outside Hallmark, like another Hallmarker or an outside agent, you can pull that listing the same way I pulled it in earlier. You could actually generate copy for that listing if you're going to be using it in other advertising. Does that make sense? Usually, however, I would go into a listing today. I would take note, you know, like for example, there's a fireplace, there's a cathedral ceiling, there's 3 bedrooms, 3 washrooms, finished basement, right? Heated driveway, swimming pool and backyard. Okay. Property type, detached home. Number of bedrooms, 3, washrooms, 3, square foot, let's say 2,400. Property location, North Richvale. So we were using that example all day long today. Other relevant information, 10-car parking garage. Oh, sorry, 10-car parking. 3 garage, 7 outside, whatever, that's kind of weird. The tone that I want to take, enthusiastic, language, English, create content. So imagine I went to this listing presentation. I got the listing, fantastic. All I did was take a couple of notes of the features of the home. I don't want to write a whole description. Bam, done for me. You see that? Embark on luxury living in North Ridgevale with this breathtaking 2,500 square feet detached haven, showcasing 3 plush bedrooms, 3 pristine washrooms, and a captivating cathedral ceiling. The grandeur doesn't end there. A warm fireplace invites cozy evenings, while a fully finished basement and a heated driveway enhance your comfort. Outdoors, a stunning swimming pool awaits in the backyard, promising endless fun. Parking is plentiful, offering 10 spaces, 3 garage, 7 outside, ensuring all your guests are welcomed with ease. Don't miss out on the ultimate living experience. Your dream home awaits. Copy, paste into round. Done. Right? I don't have to think about what to write about this. And yet, look how eloquent I appear on my listing. Right? Now, yes, you can do this in ChatGPT. I mean, you can do this for free here too, by the way. You have 3 credits. Does this count as 1 credit? Yeah, this counts as 1 credit. So if you have 3 listings per month, you've got 3 credits and you're done. Yes, you can do this in ChatGPT as well, but remember, you got to put extra prompts. Hey, ChatGPT, I call my ChatGPT G, by the way. So, hey, G, can you create a listing description for me? Here's the listing property descriptions. Can you use an enthusiastic tone? I'm a real estate agent. I want to make sure that this is this isn't that. We've made it easier. I'm not saying don't use ChatGPT. I use it all the time. But we've made it easier because all you've got to think about is plug in note form, like in point form. What are the features of that listing? Plug it in there. Make sure it's accurate, obviously. It has to be accurate. And then it generates it for you based on what you're putting in there. And then eventually part of the functionality of this is we're going to add, do you want 1,000 words? Do you want 200 words? Because MLS is different. I think characters, 1,000 words is an essay, 1,000 characters, right? Because MLS, prop text right now has 1,000 characters or something like that. They're getting really long as far as the description fields, right? That's just scratching the surface, by the way. I know we're out of time. I'm going to stick around because I know you're all excited. Every month we're going to do this. We're not going to repeat the same features over and over again, but we're going to dive into specific, case uses. Like we haven't even scratched the surface. Print, postcards, right? Feature sheets. We haven't even touched pre-construction databases. There's so much that you can do with the Hallmark Hub. Listing presentation we didn't even get to touch today, right? But here's a preview because I know you're all excited. So one of the features that we created in the Hallmark Hub, you're going to have to do this homework. Go and look at it because we're not going to show it here for the sake of just keeping the suspense for next month. We have an automated listing presentation that you can pretty much generate in 10 seconds. You can customize it in maybe an hour, depending on what you want to do. But here's the kicker. We're working with real estate coaches and trainers so that I can't drop names here yet because this is recorded. Imagine having your favorite real estate coach or trainer's listing presentation on the Hub, right? We're partnering with them to put their listing presentations in the Hub. It's like, what are you talking about? You're not even doing that yet. We are partnering with real estate trainers North America wide. And if they approve it, their listing presentations will be on the Hub as well. So imagine having a library of listing presentations that if you had a listing tonight that you had to go to and you had nothing prepared. I know with your team here, you always have something prepared. And of course, as Hallmarkers, you always have something prepared. But imagine you didn't. What would you show up with, right? Within 10 seconds, within max an hour, you'll have a listing presentation done. That is already on the Hub, by the way. So your homework is go and find where it is. I'm going to open up to Q&A now. We'll start with Zoom because you've all been very patient. I'm going to go through my Zoom here. Can you ask AI to regenerate a shorter new version? Can you do that? Yes. Yeah. I don't think you can set characters yet, but you can regenerate if you wanted to, right? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So here we'll have to add a regenerate button if they wanted it. Otherwise, manually, you're going to have to go back. Actually, no, you can reset, but you're going to have to go back. So yeah, we will create a regenerate. So we'll add that to the to-do list. Okay. Where can we find Remax logo? That's going to be available soon, next week. Hudson, thanks for answering that. The new one's going to be on. Add listing for premium. Add listing is for premium. Yes. So the MLS lookup feature, because it does take up resources every time we call the API to do that. There's another company that we pay, a third-party partner that we pay. So we asked to cover some of the costs. Because even though you're paying $30 a month, you could literally use that 1,000 times and you're not going to get charged extra. But Hudson takes the bill for that, right? Hudson has to pay his bills. So yes, that one is for Premium Plus. And we'll put up the promo. You know what? Let me put it up now. Actually, you can share too, right? Yeah, put up the premium offer again so that you guys could talk to Hudson because it's his company. Hallmark is just pretty much twisting his arm to give us the best deal for this sort of thing. Okay. Yes, you need permission for each and every listing. The check bot or agent for all his listings system. No, you need permission for every listing because every listing is assumedly a unique buyer, unique seller, unique listing agent. So if one listing agent has 10 listings, those are still 10 different sellers, right? So you have to get permission from each in order for us to remain compliant. I don't want them to shut down this feature because this is one of the most brilliant features I've seen in any online platform so far. Because if you're really thinking from the lead generation perspective, what you can do with this feature is unlimited. Like you could literally take that advertising and put it anywhere. Okay, so yes, you do need permission each time. Thank you, Constantine. Aurea Form 170. If I'm doing an open house, so Hudson answered that question. Can you ask to rewrite? So we answered that question. Can you enlarge the address? That's going to be a formatting question. We'll have to do that. I have a listing, but when you click on the search result, it says the listing is not present. So I have a listing in Hallmark Hub. It shows up in my listing assets and it shows up on the search on my Remax Hallmark Alliance website. But when you click on the search result, it says that the listing is not present. So Kevin, can you clarify? Where are you? Can you clarify where you're clicking on? Where are you here? Can you raise your hand, Kevin, so that I can unmute you? Kevin, where are you, Kevin? Ask to unmute. Okay. Kevin, can you clarify your question if you don't mind, please? Like which search result are you talking about that you can't see the listing?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yep. We can
And
hear
I
you,
don't-
yes.
And I don't know if this is related, but on my like kevinbreitner.remaxhallmarkalliance.com site,
Yes. Yes.
in the search bar, if I search for the listing in question, it shows
Yes.
up. It shows up, but when I click
Yes.
on the actual listing and it goes to the listing page, it just says the listing is not present.
Okay, so that's a KV Core / Boat Trail issue. That's not on the Hallmark Hub.
Okay.
Yeah. So if it's at your Remax Hallmark Alliance website, that is a URL associated to our KV Core program. So it's not a Hallmark Hub situation.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, you're welcome. Reach out to KV Core support. They'll be able to help you with that. Yeah. If it's an exclusive, no, it won't show up because exclusive we can't access, right? Exclusive is not on an MLS, so no, we can't. Yes. So the scholarship I talked about earlier is for Remax Hallmark only. If Remax Canada has one, that's a separate program. Yes.
They can upload the images.
Yes.
Listing template,
Yes.
and make the post.
They can do it manually. So correct. Sorry. So then I stand mistaken. If you have an exclusive listing, you can manually upload it into Hallmark Hub. Thank you for pointing that out, Hudson. The only exclusive you can't get, my apologies for that. You can't get anybody else's exclusives, but can you upload exclusives? Yes. So I stand corrected. Yes, you can. Yes, that's right. You have to manually upload it, but yes, you can upload your own exclusive listings. And any listing that you're allowed to advertise for exclusives. Can we pay Premium Plus in advance? Absolutely. You can choose the 1 year and you'll save $120 a year. So you're paying what? $240 a year, which is what I don't want to do my math. $20 a month. Is it? Yes. 20? Yeah. So you're saving $10 a month. Yeah, $20 a month. That's almost no brainer at this point. Chat support, thanks, Kevin. Can you okay, so we have that. Any questions from here before we wrap up today?
Yeah.
And I'm going to stick around for another 5-10 minutes. I'm going to share something specific with your team here. Anybody else? So Donna, yes, go ahead. You can unmute.
There we go. Sorry, yeah. There's this big thing saying you can unmute, and I'm trying to unmute on my speaker. I apologize.
Okay. That's okay.
So I had just recently tried that realestatecontent.ai, and I didn't find it good for me. And so I was able to cancel and get my money back. If I try the Premium Plus on the Hallmark Hub and I'm not liking it, can I cancel?
Can you cancel if you don't? Yeah, you can. Yeah. Yeah, there's 1 month free. So to your heart's delight, just run as much as you want. Now, realestatecontent.ai, for those of you who are familiar with the program, they presented at Remax Hallmark Connect. Mark Lafleur was the speaker for their Donna's feedback. I mean, it depends on what you like. I mean, Hudson, his team was actually generating, before we even heard about realestatecontent.ai, the scheduled post and content calendar was one of our hot list requests from some of our hallmarkers. So Donna, when we push that out, we'd love to get your feedback to see if you like it or not.
Right.
But yeah, that'll be a whole different discussion as to why you like it or why you don't. But we have 1 month free, and we charge in Canadian dollars. I mean, Hudson charges in Canadian dollars. It doesn't go to me.
So
you can
you have a month
try it
free, but then so if I want to prepay the year, try the month
Yeah.
free. If I'm not using it or I don't like it, I can cancel it.
cancel it and it's done. Yeah. Yeah. You walk away with whatever you generated, but please give us feedback, right? So Hudson founded this company based on what Remax Hallmark's vision was. And so even though Reabo Solutions is separate from Hallmark, because of the sheer number of agents we have on this program, it'd be fair to say we have a lot of influence, and we literally can pull Hudson's arm, and he's literally sitting in the room. So a lot of your ideas, feedback, good or bad, we want to hear about it, because that's what's going to improve this hub. And this is just the beginning. Like, one of the craziest ideas I told Hudson is, Hudson, let our Hallmarker type in any address, and within 10 seconds, let it create an automated CMA. That's a crazy idea, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to pull that off, right? Good. Okay. Thank you, Donna. Jennifer, please unmute.
Hi, I was just going to type it in, but so is it 13 weeks for 240? Because you get 1 month free plus 12 weeks, or is it 12 weeks at 240?
The offer that I understand it here on screen, monthly. So the hub, the premium plus hub through Hudson's company is $30 a month normally. So if you're going with the monthly subscription, you're saving $6 a month, so it becomes $24 a month. This is monthly. If you are on a yearly subscription, then it becomes $240 per year. You're prepaying for the year, which the effective amount is $20 a month. I hope that makes sense. It's not a weekly. It's not a weekly. It's a monthly.
No, that isn't what I meant. It says 1 month free plus 20% off.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
it would be 13 months that you're getting.
Well, I'd like to just keep it simple and say you're saving 20% off. Let's not overcomplicate it. Yeah.
No,
Well,
it's the way it's written. It says 1 month free plus 20% off. 20% off of 360 is 240.
Hudson, you know what? Can you answer this? Come. You know, Jennifer will answer you directly, okay? Yeah, just for the sake of time, Hudson will reach out to you directly, okay? Anybody else? Donna?
Yes, just about Jennifer's question, I would like to know,
Yes.
and I think it should be a simple answer. Is it 12 months or
Sure.
13 months for 240?
It's every 12 months. So maybe we got to
No.
word that clearly.
Is it 12 months or 13 months for 240? That's exactly what she was asking.
Okay, so let's simplify this. You get a month free. Try it out.
Yep.
If you're still on, you've got the next 12 months that you have that discount on. That's where we start. So all of the standard packages that Hudson has been given out, that 1 month doesn't count towards billing. It's just a free month. It's a
Right.
test drive. So
Okay.
it's simpler than it should be.
Right.
Right?
So you're getting
1
13
month,
months
give it a try.
for 240.
However you want to put it. Sure.
Thank you.
If you want to put it that way, sure. It's even better deal. All right, Jennifer, I hope that answers your question too. Donna, thank you for clarifying. Anybody else have any questions? No, we're good? All right. We're going to see you next month. So some of you are asking for the code. It literally is the QR code, okay? So you'll be able to get that via email. Jennifer, thank you. Everybody else, thank you. Jason, Vadim, everybody, thank you. Next month, we're going to be joining in again, and we're going to show you some more exciting stuff. Next month, I'm going to dabble into the listing presentations, all right? Thank you all for joining. Reach out to us anytime if you have any questions. You know where to find me. Okay? Thank you. Thank you, everybody.